Hey guys, what's going on? Happy day. Got a whole nother week coming in. Got art class this evening, so I can goof off right now. Bring you guys another lesson, all right? Well, what is this behind me? Oh, look like a corn chip, piece of tape. So, yes, well, anyways, I thought I would give us a lesson today. I was going to tell you about I was going to do some, showing you things about how our Bible has the Kundalini in there, the situations where, I show it all the time. Every story, every little place that we go to, when it comes down to spiritual communications or talks about spiritual world, does this Kundalini thing show up? It's just beautiful. But I was just going, let's say beautiful is cool. Beautiful is how beautifully everything fits together, how it's just so seamless, and it's just hard for me to imagine that no one can actually see or understand the things that I'm saying, and that I still only have 4 or 5 people that truly follow me. And whether our numbers dwindle or this or that, the idea is, the science behind this. And I guess it's just great that it is that, only few people can understand what I'm talking about. And everyone else can't understand it at all. Something happens. They call it the hardening of the heart, because that's where the understanding is supposed to come from. And when you got a hardened heart, that means you're dead. That means, you don't have a soft heart. Soft heart is pliable and juicy and stuff like that. But like when they talk about when gives Pharaoh a hardened heart, then all of a sudden he's disagreeable and all these troubles come about, and even though Pharaoh does say, I agree, okay, go ahead on out there, and then, oh, no, I'm going to make this guy suffer. I'm going to make him suffer because this is the works, all right? So, anyways, before I get off track, we're supposed to be talking about the Kundalini system. We're always talking about the Kundalini system. Is there anything else? We know that it is a form of flight in order to get away from Earth and to go into heaven. It's a way of getting off of Earth. So it's a propelling system. It's a lifting system. Remember, we always know that lift system is right here under the moon in the water. This is our lifting mechanism. And yes, we are going to be talking about these things. These are things, very interesting things that no one seems to have any idea what they're about. But, there are informations like this fasces. This fasces is a group of rods or reeds all rolled together, and there's an axe all bundled up inside there. And it's meant to be held together. That's its form of control. It's fascism. Fascist, it's a type of dictatorship where all of those are people's backbones, all right? Symbolic of everybody's. If you neglect the rod, you spoil the child. That means that you don't ever have your messenger. You never connect to God. So this is an idea. This is an outside weapon against you because you don't know anything. The axe is about the sword. The sword is the axe. They're the same things. They're for cutting things in half. They're for loosening the bonds, the binds. They're all bound together, just like our soul is bound way down deep inside of us. It can't move either because it's under control. It's from control of the outside world. So this is what this means. This is when they carry these things into battle, they're actually symbolizing the control over the people. And all this control goes to someone, to some group or some entity that's in charge of everything. And you can find this fascist everywhere, all right? You see it on the back of the dime. Well, I'm dropping a dime on this because this is what they've done is they've just like in the Bible has it locked up tight under the spiritual side. No one can see it. That's the axe. When you die by the sword and live by the sword. If you live by the sword, you die by the sword. This would be the same way. The idea is, in that way means that we died by the sword already. We lost our child. And in this situation, you lose control. You've given yourself over to another group, or another group of people. All right? Hang on. You've given yourself over. That's what this is. This is a war situation, and where the government comes together and controls things, and it's also the idea, you know, when Congress and all these different people, the different things of government, when they come together as one, are stronger. So this is another situation where it's, you know, as long as you don't know, which is the act that you can break yourself free from this control, that otherwise you just understand that this is about dictatorial power. It's about someone having power over you. So this is all of your, a bunch of people's symbolic. It's taking the power away from you. All you have, or you don't even have the knowledge that you're supposed to go in. You're told not to go in. That's this other thing. It's the pineal gland. All right. So this is a bunch of rods, which is representing the control over people, and it's everywhere. All right. And so fascism becomes this dictatorial power over you. You don't have freedom in that situation. And this is an outside world. This is what that means. All right. The Pope out there at the Vatican is this giant pine cone, and we know that to be a symbol of the pineal gland. We learned a lot about pineal gland. Well, it's also at the end of a staff for him, and the pineal gland right here. So he who rules over this pineal gland, he who rules over this place, this mechanism, is taking your power away from you and taking it all. Even Jesus, you know, the power of the third eye is taken away from you by religion, by walking the way, brings you right into death. So all these situations are about control. That's what that is. And even the fascists being brought around, people think that this is, you know, something beautiful. Oh, they revere this. Oh yeah, hey man, it's all of us coming together. You know, because basically that's what it means. It doesn't have any power. You on its own, this thing here, your own Kundalini situation, there's your power. That's the power. And so I'm talking with someone about Ezekiel's wheel. And of course, this becomes a spiraling situation. And of course, we know that when it comes down to it, we'll use this. The spiraling mechanism goes like this. And there's another one, there's two of them, and they go like this, right? Because that's the way the stories go, and then they get the little feathers or wings, right? So I was going to show you this in another place, so hang on a moment. This is in the King James Bible, 1 Kings chapter 6, verse 8. 8 is a control number, right? 6 is about the works, what goes on inside of us, okay? And let's see. And, you know, Jesus would be the spine of our spine, 33 vertebrae, and at the top of the 33rd vertebrae is the pineal gland. Here in the King James Bible, it says, the door for the middle chamber, which is the inside of us, the door that's for the middle chamber, has, and they're talking about to go into the middle chamber, to go in and to go to God, to go up here to Mother and Father, all right, the temple. That's what they're talking about. The door for the middle chamber was they say was because it's not right there, right? Was in the right side of the house. And they went up the winding stairs into the middle chamber and out of the middle into the third. All right. So this spiral staircase, is the Kundalini system. This is how you get up. This is how you get up into the kingdom. This is how you get up into heaven. All right. Well, that's a spiral staircase. I also know it as a rainbow bridge, you know, and all these wonderful different things. But anyways, I thought I would give you a quick little rundown on our, in Hinduism, it's the Brahmanas. We've talked about this, but this idea of FASCES, and this is what we're talking about, is, you're either going to control yourself, you're either in control of yourself. Everyone thinks they are in control of themselves, but in reality, you're not. You're being told what to do. We have to be told. That's what this is about. Government's telling us what to do. They take away all the control from you. They wrap you up, and just like the Bible, they don't allow you to go into this other side because this is mankind. It's mankind. And it's meant to be this way. And somehow or another, once you get in there, you're bitten by that bug. You got to do what they say. And you'll work everything from the outside. And control over you. And they use the single eye. They use which one? The left eye or right eye or something like that, so you can look out one of these eyeballs, That's an outside eyeball, all right? And that outside eyeball is all about control over you. If you can get to this inside eyeball, you can get to this one here. Brings you back control to yourself. And somehow, magically, it disconnects you from the outside world, even though you're still in here. It's just cool. All right, I love you guys. Hope you guys like all this.